Hello and welcome to the Hatewatch podcast. Steph and Tom are back for a brand new season. We've had a lovely summer break and we're ready to moan our way through the new campaign. Tom, how have you been? Has it been a joyful few weeks without
Yeah,
recording?
no, I'm fully recharged, refreshed. My football burnout has ceased to exist. I've gone to levels of watching pre-season football and whatever else I've been able to get my hands on whilst since the World Cup finished. So I must say I am fully recharged and very ready for the new season to kick off properly over the week, which will bring, I'm sure, plenty of us to talk about for the next 32 games. Sorry, 38 league games and everything else on top. How are you? How are you with your league title ready to defend and everything else?
Yeah. Exciting times.
Mm,
I'm not long back from Cardiff,
of course.
where I watched the champions Arsenal
Mm,
lift the Community Shield. Um, uh, I mean, we scored after 20 seconds.
you did do that.
And City were crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, it was not a football match,
No.
really.
Very.
It was just a procession.
Yeah. I've not seen a Community Shield play out like the friendly that it is for quite a long time. So yeah, it was interesting.
Well, we took it seriously, and honestly, as soon as we didn't play it backwards from the kickoff, I was like,
Oh,
oh,
we're in.
because I'm so used to the ball going back to David Raya and him booting it up the field.
Oh yeah, yeah. Going for
I was like,
the
oh my God, we're doing something new,
who
mental. And then and then we scored straight away.
Mhm.
Um, and Martin Odegaard sitting Gianluigi Donnarumma down in the second half caused me to celebrate by laughing.
No, yeah.
Um, just unreal levels of banter,
Yeah, it's like
really.
nice mix of joy and disbelief and all the good things at the same time when that sort of thing happens, isn't it? So yeah, it must have been great fun for you.
It was great. And Cardiff is a great city, and the FA Cup final needs to return
Oh yeah,
there.
as someone who's been to the Principality for football and for well, WWE when they came over, yeah, I've experienced both joys in experiencing those things there. It's yeah, wonderful place and really weirdly good to watch football in the stadium, like the setup and everything. It's hard to have a bad seat in there, apart from if you're, I think, really far back in the lower tiers. The only time I've heard any complaints, but yeah, it's
Yeah, I've seen pictures of that,
mm,
and I'm like, why is that a view? But
mm,
then also, I thought that there's one end that just doesn't match how the other end looks,
yeah,
and I'm like, why is that like that? That looks like it's unfinished,
mm,
and that's just how it is.
yeah.
Um, but the City fans were there, so I hope they
Yeah,
enjoyed
yeah,
it.
I'm sure they were. I'm sure they were. Mm. Yeah, yeah.
Um, So obviously the season is extremely young, and
Mm.
we haven't got much to go on in terms of a hate watch of the week
No.
and whatever. So although I did I did enjoy Wrexham dropping 2 points in the last minute.
I mean, it was an
Um,
absolute screamer from Ruben Colwell to finish that game off. So yeah, that's a fair thing to enjoy. And obviously there was plenty of championship and below games over the weekend, which I caught a couple of results, but nothing special there. And I can't really call it a hate watch, but I did enjoy seeing AC Milan absolutely turn over Man United in the second half in their pre-season game. But again, pre-season results do not matter at all. But it's
they absolutely do not.
yeah,
And people need to realize this. But every season, everybody just goes through the same motions every single year.
I mean,
Um,
right. Well, I can't remember who we were playing on the day. But obviously, you lost to Real Betis, and yeah, Chelsea had lost the same day as well. And the meltdown from fans both ends were like, "Oh no, this is this." That. It's just the
Yeah,
results
I'm
never.
pretty sure that the year that Liverpool walked the title, they lost like all their games, like they
Yeah,
didn't win a single one or something like that.
there was a really funny statistic yesterday after Newcastle's pre-season game that they haven't won a pre-season game in 90 minutes in over 3 years.
Wow,
Which is-
wow, there you
yeah, so
go.
it clearly means, considering the ups and downs they've had of seasons in that time, yeah, it just means nothing. But what are we going to focus on instead of those
Well,
games?
the thing we should do is to preempt our anger and look at who we're going to be Hatewatch in the next over the next 9 months or so.
Hmm.
Um, Teams and players alike.
Uh-huh.
I've got it's mainly teams
Yeah,
because you know,
that's just how hate watching works, really,
yeah, I
unless you have
guess.
personal.
And Cristiano Ronaldo does not play in the league that I watch,
No,
so
no.
I couldn't care less about anyone else. I guess the top one on my list. I don't know about you, but I've gone for Southampton.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, I can preempt where you're going with this, but yeah, no.
Basically, because of like in like a new entry kind of way.
Hmm.
Because obviously there'll be your Tottenhams and your Chelseas and your Cities and stuff, and obviously week in week out we want them to lose.
Hmm.
Um, but Southampton are I think going to be public enemy number one for a while, and rightly so because of what they did last season. And I absolutely enjoyed not only the fact that they lost to Watford at the weekend, but also the way that suddenly Tonda Eckert like looks really evil now.
Hmm.
And there was a great sort of clip of um it was either one of Watford's goals or something where the camera's just zoomed in on him and he looks really upset,
Hmm.
and it's just a it just looks really funny because his team started on minus points, and they're getting what they deserve for their actions, and they've gone from potentially going into the Premier League to being at the bottom of the Championship, and nobody likes them.
Hmm.
And it's still going on. Like the Watford players are laughing in the Southampton players' faces. So this matter is
Hmm.
like not over either, and I think the whole spying thing will just continue to spill across the season, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I imagine as long as Tom Eckhart's in charge of Southampton, yeah, that feeling isn't going to
I'm
dissipate either.
surprised he's still there. I can't believe they haven't
Yeah,
sacked him.
it's an amazing risk for them to take in terms of the risk over
He's because he
reward.
was kind of like, yeah, I did it. It was my idea. Okay,
Mm.
as you were.
Yeah,
Right.
you can stay.
Okay.
Yeah. Like even if they believe that his style of football is exactly what they need to bring them forward, the sort of psychological factor of knowing what he'd done the season before must have an effect on those who are there and everything else. And teams that they're coming up against, they're going to have a similar feeling to you that you have that they're going to want. There's a little extra motivator for them to go to Southampton and play them and beat them, which yeah will be interesting viewing for the season. So yeah, I can understand why you've picked that. And I think to kick it off for my side of things, for not quite as similar, but in terms of who the manager is and what he's done, but more in a watching a as you go past a car crash on the motorway and you can't help but look, and it's Leicester City for me this season, which is really it's more to do with my thinking on Russell Martin as a manager than anything else, and it only really stemmed from the lunchtime game on Saturday, where that was the game on TV while I was preparing to go into Stamford Bridge to watch Chelsea play Sociedad in the pre-season friendly, and just seeing him get another chance at, albeit at a lower level now, obviously League One compared to the Championship or the Scottish Premiership, but to be down there with a team who are going to be so interesting to watch this season, especially now as the owners have put them up for sale. Obviously, that sort of thing takes a long time to go through, so that might not be a thing that happens until next season at the earliest. But with that and the players he's got, and it's just he stands for this sort of managerial appointment where they play expansive football, not quite as like he plays like Pep Guardiola. That'd be a very short sort of way of thinking it. Is obviously not quite the same, but it's short
What
passing.
do you mean, like Pep
So
Guardiola?
it's just like that's really like poor man's way of comparing it, like just passing out from the back, short pass.
Passing out from the back, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's like
you can't say
yeah, really basic
like Pep
analysis.
Guardiola.
Yeah, yeah, no, I am being really basic about it, but it's
That's
just a
like
case.
saying a strawberry's like an apple because it's a fruit,
Yeah, yeah,
but it's not.
yeah, yeah. It's the most basic of comparisons you can make, but it's just the thinking of him being this sort of manager who's going to keep getting these jobs because of that reason. ahead of like up and coming
Th-
coaches. Straight.
okay. I'm now on board with you because I was like, okay, I don't actually hate Russell Martin,
No,
but
no,
then
me neither as a person or anything else. And his football can be exciting as well, but it's yeah, again, he's going to
he's
have.
got a brand of football that has continuously like not worked.
Yeah,
Um, and people like it. But
yeah.
I mean, I guess it did work at Southampton, but then it was it severely had its limitations once they came up.
Yeah, and I think there was periods at Swansea as well where it was working really well for them too before he made that move. So yeah, he clearly is like still got good tactical mind in him, but his reputation's so poor now that it's just going to be so interesting to see if Leicester can, if he survives long enough to try and get Leicester back up again, because they didn't start exactly how they would have wanted against a team they should be beating if they want to come straight back up. So that's going to be interesting to watch. Not that I will pay much attention to League One football this season, obviously, but
Yeah, I'm surprised you do want Leicester to like crash and burn though. Like,
no, it's more of Russell Martin being the focus there rather than Leicester themselves. Because yeah, I have nothing against Leicester as a club. I was obviously very happy for them in 2016. So yeah, it's not quite to that extent, but I will be as someone who's a Bromley resident as well. That will be another eye to keep on with that league. So yeah, no, it's my small one, but I guess my main one for this season that's quite new. Obviously, you started it off with the, we will always have the big teams as fans of a big six clubs for each of us, Chelsea and Arsenal, or every team that we're competing against, I'm going to want to lose. But it's something I didn't think was going to be that strong until I watched the Community Shield this weekend. And I found myself really laughing at Enzo Maresca's Man City getting turned over. And I think I've realised quite quickly that, oh, I do really want him to crash and burn. I mean, obviously, it hasn't helped in the way that his move from Chelsea to Man City has sort of been revealed over the summer and how backhanded it was and behind the backs of the owners and the amount of money City have had to pay Chelsea to sort of make sure that that's above board now because it was just very like these conversations should not have been happening while he was under contract and everything else. And there's a lot of the Chelsea fan base who've never warmed to him, and I think he's a manager who, obviously, in the last 20 years where we've had 20 plus managers, he's probably one of the least who've done sort of what is asked of them, but I've still not quite ever got fully on board with his style of football and his personality. He's always a bit abrasive and everything else. So him then sort of flunking upwards to the Man City job, which is always going to be the end goal, being Pep's one of Pep's closest proteges, as he was the Man City manager at the time. It's going to be so interesting watching Man City fans go from the Pep Guardiola's like fully airbrushed style that they had with the players that have now gone in both Rodri and Bernardo Silva to Enzo Maresca's style of play, which when it doesn't work can be really, really annoying to watch. I mean, Leicester fans who watched him will agree as well. During the period and when they did win the championship, they had a good 2 month period where they did not win for a long
they
time.
looked like they were going to walk it, and then looked like they could actually screw it all up,
Yeah, they very,
and then
very
they
nearly
went, and then they got
right.
over the line, didn't they?
Yeah, and there's a lot of Leicester fans turned on him then, and they couldn't believe they'd been hired by Chelsea straight off the back of that. So I think it's going to be so weird for me this season, going off the back of last season where I was desperate for City to overturn Arsenal at the top to just stop you from winning the league, whereas now that's going to be such a caveat with if Maresca stays in the job as long as you expect him to do so, they're not going to react very quickly. But as a Chelsea fan, it's now a case of I'm not going to be rooting for them in the same way anymore because it will be just as annoying. I
And you've
found
now you've gone through one Arsenal title. What's another one?
it's the Liverpool conundrum of a few years ago. Yeah, once they won their first one, I didn't care when Arne Slot won the league a couple of seasons ago. I really wasn't as bothered by it at all. So yeah, it is maybe not as weak as that because I feel like the Arsenal reaction if you do defend the title will be just as big as last season and rightfully so because it's a very hard thing to do. But yeah, no, it's
And
going to be very
we've
strange.
not done it since the 30s, if I'm not
Exactly,
mistaken.
yeah, yeah. Apart from last City and United in the last 25 years, yeah, no one has done it. Obviously, City have gone back to back to back to back, but yeah, no, Liverpool have never defended it and everything else. So yeah, it will be very interesting to be as a Chelsea fan watching the teams above me, how that's going to develop over the season in terms of how well we do in comparison to the teams
Mm.
around us in terms of hate watching.
I agree with your stance on Maresca. I do feel like as you say he's like failed upwards.
Hmm.
Um I I don't know. I mean, obviously he had City connections prior to coming in, but that doesn't make him suitable for the big job.
Mm.
Um, so uh, it does make you wonder why, because Man City could have any manager they wanted,
Yeah, yeah,
and they've gone for I don't know, like the kind of like natural succession kind of pick
yeah.
rather
The
than the
theory next big thing, isn't it?
whatever the manager equivalent of a Galactico is.
Yeah, the established. It's obviously not quite Mourinho in theory anymore, but yeah, like Real
Yeah,
Madrid done. Yeah, gone for the name. Who's won big trophies already, which obviously they did in hiring Pep Guardiola before him. So yeah, it's
yeah.
interesting for that.
So I see that, and obviously, he's going to be hampered by obviously just the fact that he's not Pep. That's going to hurt the
Oh,
team.
of
That's
course,
going to
yeah.
be a weird transition for
Like,
them.
I've already seen so many like basic comparisons of David Moyes going in after Ferguson. After obviously we're one game in of Maresca's reign, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
going to be a narrative.
but I mean, the key difference already there, you could say that David Moyes got that job on merit,
Mm,
and Ferguson had a say in it as well. I don't know.
yeah.
I doubt Guardiola had input into Maresca going in, but he probably would have put in a good word, maybe. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah.
But I think so he's obviously there's the transition element of it, and then he's also lost his best player
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
Rodri, which for me is the clincher in me thinking, oh, we might retain it after
Yeah.
all,
Yeah. No, it's completely fair.
because because there was a bit of a concern over the summer as an Arsenal fan. I was like, oh my god, our players are falling apart. Like,
Mm.
would I mean it was a minor miracle that we won the league with the squad we had because Declan Rice was the only player that played all the time,
Yeah. Yeah.
apart from the goalkeeper, pretty
Mm.
much. And we've just been through a World Cup with Bukayo Saka not even starting games, um, and Declan Rice is limping out of matches, and
Believers out till whenever, like maybe the new year.
Saliba's back is gone.
Mm.
And these are our core players.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
like, well, what are we gonna do?
Hmm.
You can't just buy another Saliba in the transfer market. He doesn't exist.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, as we're recording now, the Ezri Konsa might be the thinking with that, but he's not going to be.
Ezri Konsa is not William
Mhm.
Saliba.
Yeah.
But defensive cover is great.
Oh,
Oh, you know what? The amount of people that are calling for um, Arsenal to buy attackers is frying my brain a little
really?
bit.
Mm.
I'm like, oh, why are we not buying any forwards? Like we need a striker. I'm like, Gyökeres is right there. Kai
Well,
Havertz is
Kai
right.
Havertz is right there.
Kai
More
Havertz is right there.
he stays fit, and
And,
yeah, he's going to be.
and that's the thing. I mean, like we had a really attacking transfer window last season.
Hmm. Yeah.
Ebery Eze came in, Noni Madueke came in, Victor Gyökeres came in.
Mm.
Um, like we can't just buy more.
Yeah.
we've got to fit them in somewhere, and
It's
they're all good players. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
fickle thinking of the modern football fan, isn't it? Where Gyökeres maybe wasn't quite what some Arsenal fans were hoping him to be in terms of 25 plus goals.
but it's kind of like fine because
Yeah,
like
it's like, yeah,
without him we wouldn't have won the title.
exactly. Whereas, yeah, the other fans one season in want to wash their hands of him already because there's always something better in
Yeah,
mind rather than persisting. But I mean, yeah, you brought in Cholis anyway. I know he's not the
and
big.
then we bought one. We bought
Yeah,
one. We bought a
yeah,
winger. We sold Trossard,
hmm
which had
yeah,
to happen.
yeah, yeah. Martinelli might be going and whatever else, but if
That is I don't know why.
mm.
Um, like if we're bringing Vinicius Junior in, I get it. I
Mm.
get it. I totally get it.
Yeah,
But otherwise, I'm just like, why?
yeah.
But then we'd obviously have to bring someone else in, and then who's that going to be? Bradley Barcola? Well, we've
Yeah,
already got mine. You might as well keep him.
yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
gonna be an interesting one to watch.
This is also part of why I hate the inter the interim period between the games and the
Oh yeah, yeah.
uh,
Having the transfer window not closed until the
transfer
start of the
agreements.
season, and
Just
yeah,
despise them.
this is always the horrible final 10 days of the window where just we're having this discussion now, and it could be completely irrelevant in 2 days' time.
But it's like people always like jumping to conclusions, like certain people weren't celebrating the Community Shield, like oh they're going. I'm like,
Yeah, it's reading into
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
who
Yeah, I mean, as a Chelsea fan, having the Enzo Fernandez nonsense for the last 3 weeks, I'm so bored of it that I've got some of my mates who are like reading every single new tweet or article coming out and changing their mind immediately. It's just like, lads, just wait to see what happens. I can't have a proper opinion on it until something actually concrete happens, like he actually goes or he actually stays. And so until the end of the window, I'm not really going to care. And it's yeah. I mean, I think we've had this discussion before, and just how the transfer burnout can really happen, especially working in our industry. Like it's so hard to get as riled up anymore as some fans still do. So
Yeah, but that's the thing. The fans are like in charge of whether it's good content or not because they read it,
no, yeah,
which
yeah,
is not how it should work.
no,
But like, if people are going to read it and generate revenue, then we gotta write that
yeah,
stuff,
and that's
which is
the
sad.
world we live
But
in. No, yeah, no, of course,
um,
yeah. Anything?
anyway,
Anyone else you want to throw out as your hate watch?
I've got a sort of a cheeky one in kind of like PSG. Just,
Right, yeah,
I mean, I don't want them to win the Champions League again, regardless of
hmm
whether we win it or not.
no,
I don't want them to go three in a row, and it's just a bit. It just feels a bit uglier because of how they've come by their riches, etc., etc.
hmm
Which goes really understated, I think. I think because they've failed for so long, despite having all the money, and they brought in Messi and Neymar at the same time,
yeah,
and brought Mbappe for a stupid amount of money too.
hmm
Um, I think it's become almost an illusion. It's like PSG are this plucky wannabe team, but
yeah.
no, they're just like Man City.
And I think they're sort of turning down of the Super League during that time when that happened, sort of worked in their favour of the people's thinkings with their ownership too. Oh,
Yeah.
they're the noble, rich oil making money owners in Europe. Yeah, it's probably not quite the case.
So I'm kind of hoping that they just get found out somehow on the pitch.
Yeah,
Aston Villa played all right against them the other week.
yeah.
But
That's.
I'm not going to read much into that. I mean,
I mean,
they
Tottenham took them to penalties in that game last.
yeah, and then and I think in both years of the Champions League phase, they finished low-ish,
Oh yeah, no, neither
and
times have they finished in the top eight. So yeah,
yeah,
it's
so it means nothing
yeah,
um, until the knockouts, and they'll probably make the knockouts because the system is a farce.
yeah. As long as you make it there. That's all.
Um, but yeah, I will be able to hate watch them in person next week, which is
Oh,
fun.
mm,
Um,
of course.
I'll be watching Lille against PSG, which
Yeah.
is kind of cool.
Yeah,
I've
no,
never
it'll
been
be
to a
fun.
league game before.
You'll get to watch PSG's B team that they put out in the league every week. I mean, Dembele might play 20 minutes, but that's that's normally about it with how they approach League One at the moment. I know obviously Champions League hasn't quite started yet, so you might get to see a
Yeah,
few of
and
them.
they lost their Community Shield as well.
They did, yeah. Lons got a good win of that. That's always fun to watch. So yeah, that'll be interesting for you.
But that is probably the extent of it. I don't know who else will come out the woodwork. Like you know how like Villa did a title challenge.
Yeah, yeah. There's so much unknown going into the season this season with all the new managers. So, yeah, that someone could easily come out of nowhere. But I mean, I've got one more that I won't go too deeply into, but two players that I'm going to be well, maybe three players in theory I'm going to be hate watching. One's just I looked at Fenerbahce's team yesterday, seeing them have 11 players that I can now name is quite weird. But obviously, one of them they bought during the summer makes me not want them to do well, and that's Mason Greenwood. Don't need to get into why. I think it's very obvious why. And then the other two players who have both made moves this summer, and one that's created a lot of noise in its own fan base, obviously Manos Solomon at West Ham. Again,
Yeah,
not because of where he's from, but because of the support he gives of where he's from is not doesn't rub me up the right way at all. And it's quite sad to see a lot of West Ham fans taking the chant that Leeds used, and it's a minor portion of them, but it was quite verbal during the game of the weekend, and I feel for the West Ham fans who are against that sort of thing. They've been quite a tough place, and it's quite hard with football as it always is, and so there's that, and then. Of course, it's very similar vein is Araujo going to Liverpool, which he's not quite as vocal on it as Solomon has been in the past, but it's the same thing in theory. So that's going to be very interesting. And I found it quite funny when that move sort of came out of nowhere and seeing the Barcelona fans' reaction to their captain going to Liverpool and being quite happy about it. It's quite interesting. I mean, he did have an absolute stinker at Stamford Bridge last season where he got sent off and then ended up taking a month off of football afterwards because of how badly it was going for him at the time. So it's going to be interesting to see how he works out at Liverpool with Van Dijk and Xhaka as well in that team. So just yeah, those ones for off the field reasons are going to be having a hateful eye from me on this season.
Fair enough. Can't begrudge you for any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds pretty fair enough.
Yeah.
Any sort of things that you're hoping to avoid or not see this season? Anything you're
Yeah,
dreading ahead of the next few months?
annoyingly with this when we set this as our sort of one of our talking points, a lot of them I found were like more out of hope than expectation in the
Oh,
sense.
of course.
Yeah, it's so hard to actually bring myself to believe that this isn't going to happen this season. But Howard Webb's been very vocal on VAR this season, only getting involved for very clear cut things instead of opinion stuff, which is another one where it might be one of those where we see it for the first 5 weeks and then someone will get something wrong and the backlash
Yeah.
will be too much that they go revert to type. I mean, the Josh King goal at Stamford Bridge last season got ruled out was very quickly sort of seemed to have changed that narrative last season. So if we do see less interference, that'd be great, but I personally can't see that being brought in a lot. And then I think the way I approached this as well was looked at a lot of the talking points we had last year during the pods and we did a lot of episodes on corners as we would have done because there was a lot of teams, not just Arsenal, but Villa and everyone else sort of attacking that. And then we got to the World Cup over the summer and we saw a lot less. So if we get to a sort of standard where we're seeing how corners were approached to the World Cup during the league this season, rather than just incident after incident of people giving their opinions of should this goal have counted? Is that a foul there? Is that a foul there? Just something a bit more clear cut will be nice in terms of we're not talking about that as much as we did last season. Same with sort of long throws and similar sort of thinking of players just crowding the goalkeeper and defenders and everything else, and referees sort of being hamstrung and hands tied with that sort of thing rather than making their decisions. Whether we're going to see that as well, I don't know. It's going to be something again that will play out over the first few weeks,
Yeah.
whether they stick with it or not.
I reckon there's going to be because I think on the whole that the new rules that came in for the World Cup were officiated pretty well.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be because and most of that, not all of it, but most of it will be adopted in the Premier League this season. I reckon there's going to be a lot of selective amnesia in terms of what the rules mean
Yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah.
how we should interpret these kinds of things.
hmm
Um, yeah, like people are gonna like the rule about. I mean, this kind of still confuses me, but the rule on whether it doesn't matter if the corner's been taken or not, if there's a foul in the box,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. That
Mhm.
still confuses me. How you can get penalised, but then it is still a corner.
Yeah.
That
They
was.
all vary in situation to situation. Yeah, that's going to be one that's going to be read out a lot on Match of the Day when those decisions are made
Yeah.
and the rule books had to be brought out to try to explain it.
So there will be areas where we're like, okay, well that new rule sucks.
Yeah.
I think that have you seen that there's a ban on towels now?
Ah, yeah. I mean, I remember this sort of. They were sort of half threatened to enforce this recently and then didn't. But there was. Can't remember what game it was. But I saw a clip either this week or last week of someone who grabbed the towel and was penalised immediately. I can't remember what game it was. Whether it was a pre-season game someone was involved in. But yeah, he went round and grabbed the goalkeeper's towel and was told off immediately. Yeah,
I feel like I just feel like it's not needed to be
yeah,
done. Like
yeah.
they've always been part of the game. I mean, it kind of is uh unnatural, kind of.
Yeah, you are using a foreign object, quote unquote, to enhance your ability to use the football, I
Yeah,
guess. But and whether
it'd
it's
be like putting a blowtorch on the ball so it whizzes
yeah, wind
past the
machine or
goalkeeper a
something.
bit
Yeah, doing
faster
wind
or
machines
something. I
the
don't know.
way you're attacking. Yeah, something like that. So if that's the thinking, and I imagine as well as a little bit of time wasting thought about with that as well, that you
Yeah.
can be that
Oh,
way. More an advantage
just
thing.
throw-ins in general are gonna like somebody's gonna say something. I'm like, we knew about this rule for ages, like the 5 second thing. Like I know people still think it's gonna be 5 seconds as soon as you pick up the ball. I know people are going to think that.
Yeah,
Oh, this is way longer than 5 seconds. And like, it's 5 seconds from the whenever the ref is going to get pissed off about it.
yeah. They
Like
have
that's
discrepancy.
very easy to grasp, I
Hmm.
think.
Yeah,
But um, I think people just hear the word 5 second rule. It's like, oh, you got
yeah.
5 seconds, take a
Like
throw,
it's
hurry up.
immediate every single situation. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I would say I'm prepared. Like I'm expecting it to happen. I'm not prepared mentally for having to deal with it week in, week out.
Yeah. And obviously, one of the other big rules is the goalkeeper feigning injury type thinking, where another player has to go off. It's going to be interesting to see if that's one of those new rules that's implemented quite a lot in the opening weeks. I know it's obviously not a situation that happens in a lot of games, so that might not be as noticeable, but it's going to be interesting to see the reaction to that once the first big incident of that happens and whether it is sort of implemented to the level
Yeah, I
of.
don't know how they're going to determine that.
Yeah,
Um,
I think this is what I'm more interested in with the WSL more than the Premier League because it's quite prevalent in the WSL. So,
yes.
like Hannah Hampton used to be really bad for it until Sonia came in. That seemed to have been eradicated. But yeah, final season under Emma Hayes, Hannah Hampton would go down a lot in the final sort of 10 minutes. So yeah, whether that's gonna be really enforced, well, it will be enforced because it's a written rule. But yeah, how teams are going to react to that and if they're going to try and use that and forget about it, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see too.
Indeed. One thing that reared its head on Sunday, um, that I got really annoyed about was, I mean, I should expect this to happen, but fans, despite being in the probably the best mood possible going into a season, we're the champions, we're playing really well,
Mhm.
in Cardiff, we're all having a great time, and like a misplaced pass, and then just like rubbish, pathetic,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like this sudden eruption of vitriol. Just like, can you like calm the hell down? Players can like screw up
Yeah,
from
it's
time to time.
it's the football fan thinking of you're never going to be happy no matter how successful you are. Your expectations then go up, so then even more minor things become big things. Yeah, it's a
Yeah. Also, City did it way more than we did it, and
yeah
we started laughing at them. But then when we do it, it's a disgrace.
yeah. It's just yeah, it's always going to be a thing. Sadly, yeah. I think we'll be ready for it.
Uh,
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I'm not ready to experience that in the stands. I'm not gonna be there on Friday for the opening game of the season, which is a shame, barring a miracle on the ticket exchange. But gutted about that.
No.
But I'm sure that'll be great fun. I'm always wary about playing the newly promoted team, which why does that always happen? By the way,
Oh mate, yeah. This
they say it's random. It's not.
nah. You
It's
got
not
you got
always the champions.
You got a 3 in 17 chance. I mean, it's fair, but yeah, no. I think it's the fact that you've seemed to be the Friday night kickoff. I think 3 times in the last 10 years. I
That's
think
true. We've had quite a few because
Leicester
I
is
used in my
17.
head it was like reserved for champions, but it's not.
No.
Um, because I think that there was one year we played Palace away, and I was like, well, they clearly want us to lose, so they have a nice Friday night kickoff to the season.
Yeah,
Because that happened when we played Brentford in their first game.
yeah,
That was the infamous one, if you like.
yeah. Certainly.
But the other ones have just been like Liverpool battering someone after winning the league, or
Yeah, I think United have had the two of the last three as well. With I remember Xerxes scoring one of the opening
oh yeah,
goals.
terrible game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, late winner. Obviously, yeah, you did Liverpool Bournemouth was the game last season, wasn't it? I think. Yeah, it's. I imagine.
Um,
Yeah, if
but yeah,
you are playing someone like that, then yeah, you would be the TV game. But
yeah, I'm just it's just anything in the back of your head that's going, oh, Frank Lampard's Coventry might turn up,
oh, of course, yeah. No, that's.
maybe.
They're of the three that have come up, they're the only ones I'm giving any hope to. I mean, Ipswich maybe a little bit with some of the business they've done, but
Yeah, no, I quite like it. I'm just wondering how the change of management's gonna.
Yeah, obviously
Uh,
Gary O'Neill was quite late, a late-ish arrival, wasn't he? That he wasn't sort of there in
yeah,
June, ready to go.
but I think a good appointment.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, his time at Strasbourg wasn't good at all. I mean, but that wasn't
You got
really
the
his
sense he
fault.
wasn't happy there, though.
No, no, I don't think. Well, he was. He definitely was commuting every day too. But yeah, the fact that they'd gone from very stable management in Liam Rossini to completely ripping up their plans won't have helped him. But yeah, that's a interesting one. And then Hull, I'm just giving no hope to him whatsoever. It's
Well,
like,
it's it's a. I was gonna say fun day out. It's a fun year out for
yeah,
him.
as long as you can, yeah, taper your expectations on. Oh, we're here to win football games. Now we're here
Yeah,
to.
like a whole year of free hits. That
Mm,
should be fun,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Hopefully
they
that. Yeah, they
they
might get one or
might
two results.
surprise people.
Of course. I
It
mean,
might end up working for them.
there's plenty of the sort of established Premier League sides who could really struggle this season. I've seen a lot of hot takes of
Mm,
teams that might go down, which well, not quite out there, but have been said by a lot of people, which would be quite interesting to see. So I'm intrigued by that too. So yeah, you never know.
yes.
You never know with those newly promoted sides.
The just one other thing that I've spotted over the summer that's kind of I keep seeing it more and more on Twitter, and
Hmm.
it's really annoyed me. Um, it's highlights of matches, but the highlights are not being shown in the right order, and it's like, do you remember this game? I was like, that game didn't go like that. It's like, and then like one clip's like from like the first clip's from the second half,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh, they've gone 1-0 up. No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Like I think it was one of them I watched was the 8-2, the Man United 8-2. It was like,
Hmm.
yeah, we went 1-0 up through Theo Walcott. That's how it happened. Yeah, yeah. And then they scored seven in a row.
Hmm.
That's exactly what happened. That's how it went. I keep seeing more and more of them. I'm like, who's making these? What is going on? It's bad. It would be weird enough just to show the game for no reason. Like, who's this for?
Yeah.
Why
I
are you
mean,
showing it?
as-
But then why are you putting it in the wrong order? Why are you saying the score went in a different way? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, they can be annoying. Yeah, no, I have had a few reels where that's come up. I've not quite had it as bad as the goals being in wrong orders, but I've had it where they've added a highlight in of a missed chance, and it's from the first half, but you've already shown me a goal from the second half. Great, yeah, why? How have you got that in the wrong order? The team is shooting the wrong way. So yeah, I agree with you on that.
Because that takes effort to do.
Yeah,
That's not, and it's not like, oops, I made a mistake. It's like, it's already in order for
yeah,
you,
surely, yeah,
wherever you're getting it
the
from.
original source material, yeah, should all be in the right order. So yeah, unless you're splicing it out
It's
yourself.
just weird. Twitter is a strange place, and it will get stranger.
It will. Yeah, it's never gonna be the same again. Oh yeah.
Um, I appreciate we're well over half an hour in.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we're nowhere near done. So
No,
much to do. We've been away for so long.
it goes, isn't it? Yeah.
But let's move on to one of our main talking points of the day, and the joys and the chaos and the weirdness that was WAFCON.
Yeah, yeah, but really interesting for us to try and cover this in terms of the tournament's been and gone since we last recorded, but it played out so ridiculously in terms of those who were trying to seek it out and watch it and found they weren't able to. I mean, it's been a roller coaster all year. Obviously, it was originally delayed from its original standing point of March time it was going to take place, and then very late on was it announced that, oh no, we're postponing it until till well, they didn't give a new date for a long time, so then sort of had to be prepared for it to be sprung upon us in the summer this summer, and it did eventually obviously get the new dates, and then the sort of all the mess of it being announced that Channel 4 had the rights in the UK, and everyone got hopeful, oh, it'll be the same as the men's AFCON from December through to January earlier this year, that they'll have every game ready to go. And I was ready to, okay, yeah, I'll commit. I do not know very much at all about women's African football, apart from maybe Barbara Bundu, who plays up front for Zambia. That's maybe the best I can give you. But yeah, I was very ready to commit and go all in and see what it was all about. And everyone tried to find the first game. It's like, oh, it's not scheduled. Okay, maybe when by kick off, you'll be like, oh yeah, be on four online or something like that. It's like, no, they're not showing any yet. And they sort of retracted the statements like, yeah, they've got the rights, but they're not showing any of the early games. And I was like, ah, brilliant, wonderful. So it then became one of those tournaments, sadly, where it was I viewed it in the background and didn't quite go out my way to watch, and that's on me as well as the organisers too. But yeah, the fact that they made such a mess of a continental tournament is just so annoying, and obviously everything that happened with Infantino while we weren't recording is sort of playing off along in the background, and seeing him at the final photographed with all the trophy lifts with everything else going on. It's just like, oh, for goodness sake, great. Yeah, he's still very much playing on like that's not happening. So yeah, that was an annoying underlie with that as well. But going into the final, when you've got a team that were the lowest ranked in the tournament against a team who didn't actually qualify originally for the tournament, going to the final, just I think is the most basic way to describe how bonkers the WAFCON's been this season. And it was very funny to try and follow that along from the outside.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you, and I kind of feel ashamed that I didn't lock in the way I was planning to. I
Mm.
think I was so disgusted that I couldn't watch the group stage. I was like, "Oh, what's the point?"
Yeah, so
Um, which is not what I should have done.
no,
But, um, um, but the thing for me always is they just wouldn't have treated the men's version like this. They
well,
just
or if beyond that, they wouldn't have treated any other continental tournament like this. I know men's AFCON has its own problems anyway, but yeah, it's the same thing thinking, isn't it? Yeah, they wouldn't. It's women being put down again over the men. So yeah, no, I agree with you on that.
yeah, and I thought that um, it, it's just a shame because it's the players that miss out, chance to put themselves in the shop window kind of thing.
Hmm.
Um, a good tournament could be life changing for them
No, of
and,
course.
and and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Um, but also just organizationally, like FIFA clearly don't um, you know care enough. I mean, even the hosts, Morocco, just didn't seem like they cared enough
Yeah. Yeah.
about how they wanted to host that tournament. That like they didn't want to host it at all. Apparently, that even being there, you couldn't really tell that it was going on in terms of the advertising and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, so that's an issue as well. And this is a country that's hoping to host the World Cup final, the next World Cup final, and obviously a lot of matches in the next tournament, men's tournament.
Yeah.
And it's not a great look.
Mm. Yes, it's certainly well, yeah, massive shame. And yeah, as you say, that it's normally a tournament where players can get big moments, big moves from it, and sadly doesn't look like anything's going to come of that. I mean, it's through no fault of them. They've turned up and played how they wanted to play, and obviously big teams didn't turn up in the way that they would have. Their fans certainly would have hoped for them to do, but yeah, I mean, it's come and gone, and sort of outside of the regular people who cover it, it didn't really get any sort of coverage whatsoever, which yeah, it is a big shame.
Yeah, it was not without its chaos though.
No.
My favorite moment was perhaps the teams who didn't know they were through, or no, the teams who thought they were through in the
Hmm.
group stage, because three teams ended on six in one of the groups,
Yeah,
and they were talking to was it Barbara Banda they were talking to, and it was
yeah. It
like
was. If it wasn't her, it was one of the Zambian players. Yeah, I only saw the clip very briefly, but yeah, I do know what you're
I
talking.
was like, oh, you look forward to the next round, and like the Malawi players are behind them celebrating
Yeah,
because they've
yeah,
gone through at their expense, and nobody knows what's going on. And this is a weird one for me because it doesn't matter if it's men's football, women's football. It's like the rules.
yeah,
It's not anything to do with the status of the game or how popular it is or who's got the rights. It's just do we know the rules of the tournament?
yeah. Do we know
Um,
everything that we need to go through? Yeah, the fact they celebrated as if it was confirmed, even though there was still a chance, and the chance that they needed happened, and yeah, they got knocked out. Being knocked out while you're being into, well, they were already knocked out before the interview started, but
yeah.
yeah, the fact that she didn't know is so funny.
But yeah, so it gave us moments like that. I mean, that's not the moments you're waiting for.
No.
But you know, I, if there's any such thing as good publicity in a in a weird tournament like that, that's probably their version of it.
Mm.
Um, um, I guess the other thing to say is doesn't look like it's going to change anything for the future.
No,
But the next one will be, I mean, they'll find a way to screw that up as well.
no, of course, yeah. It's, I mean, it doesn't help that the men's one had all its problems this year too. It's
Yeah.
whenever it's sort of the naysayers of Africa.
Hosted in the same place, by the way, as well. Like,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
had everything there to make a good go of it. And I'm sure they're not expecting the same amount of um, attendances, and it's not going to create the same kind of buzz in the country, whatever.
Yeah,
But like, show you can do a good job. Like, just have some pride and self-respect.
yeah, no.
Um, I guess because they would have wanted it. It's not thrust upon them.
No, yeah, yeah, you bid
So
it, so yeah, yeah, make a good effort of it. But yeah, it was what it was, and sadly we'll have to wait and see if anything does change on that front. But as you say, I imagine it won't. So yeah,
yeah, it should be more like the men's World Cup, which was perfectly fine.
yeah, no problems at all whatsoever. Yeah.
Um, okay. So we're gonna try a slightly new thing now.
Oh, yes.
Because new season, new ideas.
Mm.
Um, it's an attempt to be bigger and better,
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
So we're gonna try and do a section where we each bring our own hot take to the table, and we have a little debate about it, and we see who's in the right and who's being an idiot,
Okay. Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Um,
We discussed these either, so they could either be big heated debates, or
yeah. I think deliberately kept in secret so we can go full throttle in terms of reactions.
yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully.
If you say like something about Andres Escobar, I'm gonna go off.
Oh yeah. No, that's exactly what I've got locked and loaded. Yeah, quite sadly.
Locked and loaded.
Ah, yeah, that's poor choice of words. Apologies. Moving on quickly.
Too soon, mate. Too soon.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Go on, go for it. You go
You want
first.
to go first? Okay. And this one sort of stems on beyond what my hate watches for the season, so we don't have to go too far into it. And I was sort of toing and froing in how far I was going to go in on this, but it's to do with Man City this season. And I was going to go full throttle and say Enzo Maresca doesn't make it till Christmas, but I don't think that doesn't happen. I don't think there's a world, even if they are miles behind, it doesn't happen. So I'm going to stick it out with Man City will be effectively out of the title race by Christmas is my take. I think they're going to start so slowly in terms of the players they're bringing in. Obviously, their midfield's still not sorted at time of recording. New manager, new system, big players gone. There's just a world where they really struggle to get any sort of momentum. I'm intrigued to see how Haaland reacts to sort of Enzo Maresca style of football with much more rigidity than he's used to, and maybe a little less freedom. And the highlight going up against sort of high pressing won't be as the same. So there's a world where he gets quite stunted by it. But I can just see it being really tough for Maresca this season. And like I say, I don't think there's a world, even if they are, that even if they start as badly as Thomas Frank's Tottenham did last season, that they're going to pull the plug immediately because with the amount of managerial changes we've seen over the summer, the options out there are basically Julian Nagelsmann or Julian Nagelsmann if you want a big name to come in that's available. And I can't see that's not a massive sort of change from what they've got already in Maresca and not something that's worth risking in this point in Nagelsmann's career. So that's where I'm going. I don't know if you have any sort of thinking in behind that at all.
See, I'm conflicted because obviously I'd love that to happen.
Yeah.
And having seen them get battered by us at the weekend, it feels kind of plausible that they can just not turn up to loads of games this season. My hunch though is that I agree that they'll be poor, but I think a lot of teams will be poor.
Yeah, this is
A
it.
lot of teams will not be at top gear for very long, if at all.
Yeah.
And that will create this huge margin of error for the top teams. And I think that they'll probably be there much longer than Christmas, I think.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough. I mean, it's going to be very interesting. I think before the first massive international break that we're going to get, that yeah, there is definitely a world where a lot of teams aren't performing as they'd hope. I mean, it might just be a case of I'm looking at what happened to Liverpool last season in terms of all the changes they made in personnel. Obviously, they didn't change their manager, but they brought in lots of big players and it just didn't work. And fair enough, they weren't quite out of it by Christmas and were able to sort of salvage something because, similar to what you said, teams around them did falter. But yeah, it's really easy to do at this stage before the season's actually started. Like we've watched City play one game, and you can form opinions immediately, which is something I'm really trying to avoid doing at the start of this season. But obviously, that's
Yeah, I mean,
not
I
what we're
mean,
trying to do in this segment. So yeah, I'm just trying to stick my
Arsenal lost the Community Shield in 2003 and then went unbeaten.
well,
So
yeah,
it
yeah. I mean,
doesn't mean
I think the
anything.
stat
I mean, we didn't
was.
play that badly on
Mm.
that day, but like, yeah, you can't take massive things from one match in isolation.
Yeah, I think the
Um,
last time the Community Shield winners went on to win the Premier League was something like 2018 or something like that when Man City won it
I
then.
think it was one of City's ones,
So
yeah, a
it's like
while ago.
very much a
Yeah.
case of don't. Yeah,
And then it created these stupid articles going, oh, why Mikel Arteta might be worried by Arsenal's Community Shield win.
Community Shield hope.
I'm like, A, that's just childish. B, you can do that article in one sentence if you wanted to,
Hmm.
because it's just a stat.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's also it means nothing.
Mm.
It has no value. It's not clever. It's not cool. No, it doesn't have any bearing on anything. It's complete rubbish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I mean, judging by what the team Man City put out against you and the team they will be able to put out by sort of October time, yeah, there's a
Yeah,
very much a
I
world
mean,
that looks very different.
well, I don't think it'll be that much better personnel wise,
No.
but they'll play way better than
Yeah,
that.
I mean, Elliot
Way better than
Anderson.
that.
If Elliot Anderson returned to City the same time as the players who got just as far in the World Cup for Chelsea's players, then he wouldn't have got back to Man City till Monday, just gone. So there's a reason he can be very, very rusty in a new team. He's not. I really had time to blend in with everyone else. So yeah, I think that's where my thinking is in terms of how slowly they will start. Whether Buardi comes in or Enzo Fernandez, or they seem to be pivoting towards maybe Wharton or someone else. The players sort of coming in without a pre-season with the team is always a very interesting sort of 50-50 in terms of whether they can hit the ground running or not. So, but as you say, the teams around them are going to have very similar problems. So yeah, I agree with you in a world that it's unlikely in terms of people around them being able to put them sort of out of it by running away with it, apart from obviously your stabilization with the managerial stuff. But yeah, no, it's where I'm landing my hat with my first one.
Yeah, I'm only gonna half agree with you because I think there will obviously be a drop because it's not Pep Guardiola, right?
Mm, yeah,
But I think um yeah, if I think if they're out of the title race by Christmas, that's a disaster,
oh
I
yeah, of
think.
course, yeah.
And as much as I'd love to see that, I can't see it because also that relies on someone at the top going pretty well as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And
What?
I'm not. I mean, even Arsenal. I mean, I think we could have a season where like low 80s is enough to win
Yeah,
because it
certainly.
might just be chaotic.
Yeah, post World Cup can always put a lot of spanners in the works. So fair enough.
Mm.
Fair enough. What's your first one?
Okay, my one, and I caveated this before we started it in that I'm not 100% behind it necessarily, but
Mhm.
I think it's a fair talking point because sometimes I definitely feel like this, and sometimes I'm like, oh well. Okay, so my argument is anyone who lives abroad should have their season ticket revoked.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's out there. I like it. Okay. What's your reasonings before I try and?
Because I am not an Arsenal season ticket holder. I have to get really lucky in the ballot for
Mhm.
any match, or I have to like fight for scraps with everybody else.
Yeah.
Um, on the ticket exchange, or if you're like, if you take the Champions League final as an example, just doing random competitions
Hmm.
and stuff like that. Um, and and then it's like people who have season tickets, um, got like more chance of going, and they've been to like two Emirates games this season. I'm like, well, that's not fair.
Mm.
Um, the the way that I kind of don't mind it is if, like, obviously if they have family who are Arsenal fans,
Mm.
that's kind of fair enough. But I just don't like this idea that someone is sort of holding onto a ticket that they definitely have no interest in using for most of the season until maybe the big games come around, or just whenever they feel like it, rather than me, who, if I had a season ticket, I'd go to every game. I'm not even thinking about it. And
Mm.
I think there are way more people in that camp than the other side. And I think I'm not, and this isn't an Arsenal thing. I just think if you have a season ticket, you should at least have the intention of going all the time.
Okay.
And if
Yeah.
you're abroad and that makes it impossible, well, that's on you. You should be giving that opportunity to someone else. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah. Now you've sort of added your caveats into it. I'm not immediately disagreeing because yeah, I know a few Chelsea fans who live in
Because
sort of
it
Germany.
feels quite mean to
Yeah.
do to revoke a season ticket.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there are plenty of people who live abroad who use their Chelsea season tickets enough, and obviously you've made that caveat, so I won't disagree with you then. I can come at this opinion with quite a personal experience because, as someone whose aunt and uncle are season ticket holders at Chelsea but live in Scotland, so they will not go very much, is a take I can give you on it. But then you did caveat it with friends and family are using them, which is how I get to go to most Chelsea games. When they're not here, I will take the ticket off of them, which is a thing that you can do as
Yeah, it's not like you're just putting it on the exchange for a random person. Give that random person a season ticket because they clearly want to go to all the
yeah,
games.
yeah.
You do that.
Yeah, no,
Um,
yeah, certainly think that's fair. And to be fair, that is something that Chelsea seemingly are taking steps towards this season. There are new rules going into the season. Are if your season ticket has to be used either by you or a friend or family at least 7 times, or it will be revoked this season. So
7 is it?
yeah, that is it. To be fair, I mean that's still. I mean, it's only 7 of what 19 home games. It's not quite half, obviously, but it's still at least a third of games.
That's quite a low bar, I
It
think.
is, yeah. So but to be fair, there was no restrictions on that at all last season, so that's
Yeah.
a new thing. So
Okay.
whether that's a thing that's working towards, but
I
I
mean,
think on the whole, though, I do agree with you because it shouldn't be a thing where you're able to just gatekeep a season ticket at a club for the whole time and not make use of it and completely blocking others who would make good
yeah.
use
I
out of
mean, especially at a club like Arsenal where there's a huge waiting list
it. Yeah.
for season tickets. Like, I don't expect to be asked for one in the next decade.
Oh yeah, to be fair, I
Like,
think
I just
with our stadium size, I think ours is even longer. So yeah, obviously not quite as many people on the waiting list, but yeah, similar sort of thinking that I imagine that if you haven't won on the list sort of 5 years ago, you're not going to be seeing on for about 20 years. So
yeah.
yeah, it's
Um,
things like that that need to be sort of avoided with that sort of thinking. So yeah,
and I mean, that's a price to pay for being popular and good at football, I
Mm,
guess.
yeah,
But like, I think there's a fairer way to do things, and like you say, gatekeeping, um, you know, places at the stadium is just a bit. I don't like it.
yeah, it's a mess. No, I'll give you that. So yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Mm.
Um, Arsenal's agreement to sign Ezri Konsa has just gone through.
Okay, nice. That's quick.
A rare mid podcast Ornstein bomber.
Yeah, true.
And I'm just going to say I'm never going to utter the word bomber ever again.
Oh, they said it twice in 5 seconds, though. I like it.
I had to say it to say I wasn't going to say it,
Yeah.
obviously. I saw that word come up on Sky Sports the other day,
Oh, lovely.
like as a heading.
Hmm.
I was like, this channel's gone to the dogs.
Yeah, what we doing here? Yeah, definitely you're not the.
So it was something Spurs related as well, so I hated it even
Oh,
more.
yeah, that will.
I was like, yeah.
But yeah, no, so
Um,
that's the joys of the late transfer window. That's yeah, these things will happen quite quickly at this stage. So yeah, interesting to see.
yeah, exciting times.
Mm.
Well, that was, I'm sure the hot takes will get spicier as the
Yeah,
season goes on
I
and
mean,
things happen.
I've got one more small one if you want to.
Go on, yeah.
I mean, it's purely opinion based, but I have tried to back it up with thinking.
That's
That's Yeah,
That's
it's how
literally
hot
what
takes
it
work.
is.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. But it's emotionally driven. I think is more my point here.
Okay,
Is that
okay.
Chelsea women will win the Champions League this season finally,
That's
based
that's,
on the
that's
signings we've
you're
made.
classing that as a hot take, like it's incredibly unlikely
I
or
mean, we have to
like
get
it's
through a
out
playoff.
there.
We have
It's not
to
out there,
get through.
is it?
It's very out there. We've not won it before. We've not been in the final
Well,
for 5 years.
I
It's yeah. It's a take. I mean, do you
you
disagree?
might not. I mean, you got to qualify first.
Exactly. That's what I mean. That's why it's a hot take. We've got an extra round to get through. But yeah, no, but I think we've been very smart in the transfer window this summer. The additions of Mallard and McCabe and
Who?
exactly, yeah, and we've the striking addition of the Germany players as well, and good smart signings from Dragoni and Lass from Leicester as well. It's the first time where we've actually seemingly addressed the issues the holes in our team for the one summer. So I'm actually going into a season quite.
Well, it's the Champions League is a weird tournament in that as soon as you get to the quarterfinals, which is kind of likely
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
team like Chelsea, right?
mm-hmm.
Once you get there, you're so close to it all the time that it just might fall your way that season. I've
Mm.
always felt like that about the Champions League because it goes straight from group stage to quarterfinals. It's like, oh, we're nearly in the final already,
3 games from
and
the trophy. Yeah,
yeah, and and then you might get the nice draw in the quarterfinal like we did last year, and you're not going to react to that.
you'll get nothing. No.
Oh, right, okay. um, and you know, and then suddenly you're in a semi-final, and it's suddenly very realistic.
Oh yeah, no,
So I think the format of the tournament can, yeah, it I think there are better teams.
yeah. That's why
I,
I wanted to say because I knew you wouldn't agree. So yeah, it's
I think there are better teams. I think as well teams that are just win those games all the time,
oh yeah,
like
yeah.
those
Barcelona
knockout
no
ones.
weaker, Leon no weaker. Yeah, it's
But yeah, but that's the other thing. Like there have been changes at those big clubs like Barcelona and Leon.
yeah,
They've sold all their players to London City Lionesses.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I did see a hot take on that I didn't quite agree with is that Crystal Palace will finish above London City this season. It's like that's insane. Just
Is that a hot take or is that grounds for insanity?
yeah,
Or
yeah. Just because they brought in Bethany England does not mean that they outperform Alessia Putellas and then Mappy Leon. Just no, it's not going to happen.
if I mean I think Man United could finish outside the top four
Yeah, that's the more fun hot take. Yeah, with all their, I mean, it's Ella
or
Toon.
even top five.
Yeah, like the Hearts manager coming in is interesting, and everyone apart
No,
from
I like that.
yeah,
I
yeah,
like
that's
that, but
good.
their
Yeah,
squad does not line up to everybody else.
and yeah, the fact that the ownership have been so public about how little they're going to fund them is yeah,
Yeah,
it's a shame in terms of
we should want them to lose more often, really.
yeah, yeah, we should.
But they kind of take care of that themselves. They're not very
Yeah,
good.
no,
Not that I mean Arsenal just don't score against Man United
no. I mean, yeah, we didn't
for
we
whatever reason.
drew with them last season as well. So, yeah,
And I'm not putting that on Tullis Joyce. I mean that's just not it. We just have some sort of mental block when we play Man United. I think we had 3 games against them last season. We didn't score a single goal.
wow, yeah, that's
And I went to 2 of them.
no, it's lucky you.
Great fun.
Yeah, but.
Um,
Yeah. What is just bringing a bit of WSL chat before?
no, it's good. It's good. It's good. That was a proper hot take because that was a stupid opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
um. Okay, so now it's my turn to bring something to the table that we're going to talk about,
Mhm.
and it's something that has been brewing inside of me over the summer because typically over the summer there's no football, and one of the ways of getting through it is watching Premier League Years, the greatest show ever made, right?
Yeah.
And while I limit myself to the 97-98 season, the 01-02 season, the 03-04 season, everything past 2011-12 is a complete waste of time. and I hate what they've done to the show, and I'm very upset about it still.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's
And
yeah.
I mean, because there's part of me that wants to look forward to the our title winning season version of Premier League years, a new one,
Hmm.
but they just don't make it the same way anymore. And they haven't done for so long, and I'm fed up of. I'm like, why don't they put effort into the had the perfect formula for the perfect show, and then you've just decided not to put any effort in.
Yeah, yeah. It's I agree with you. It's a massive shame because it's a show that has such a big cult following amongst football fans that so many people online get the references to all the sort of segments that they did in the really good era and everything else. And it's something where you can just watch those really good ones over and over and over again and
Yeah,
not
and
get bored.
even when it's not a good one for your team, it's like, oh, do you remember when that happened? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
things can take you back, and then there'll be a good moment for your team. It's like, oh
Yeah,
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 yeah.
good win in a very poor season. Yeah, will be brought up. Yeah, no, 100%. It is a shame because yeah, I know I realise now why you brought this to the table as a fan of the champions of the Premier League. It is a shame that yeah, you can't now have something like the good years of one of the Premier League years for last season because it would have been great to have for you
Mm.
as a fan of Arsenal.
And
I mean,
um,
fans in general. Yeah.
the big differences are they don't bother with news at
Hmm.
all. So
Yeah.
there's no current affairs stuff going on. There's no
Outside.
jump scare 9/11 attacks in the middle of the show.
Yeah, yeah. No, no cockle hunters being lost at sea in the middle of 2002. Yeah, no, no, none of that. It's no, but I agree with you. That is
We
what
want
made
more 9/11s.
oh, you've gone for it. Right. Okay.
And
That's
there's the title of the
yeah, that's how we get the viewers in on the big comeback. Jeez. My word. But no, I agree. It's good. That's what made that show as good as it is. Like, it's so. I always find it so like shakes me to my core when I realize how long ago certain things are. It's like
Yeah,
I can watch football game
nostalgia is
highlights
like a
from
drug, right?
yeah, yeah.
And it's nice to feel nostalgia.
Hmm. Like,
And
I can watch highlights from like 2017 and be like, oh, that wasn't that long ago. And then you hear something from current affairs that happened in 2017. It's like, oh my God, it's 9 years ago. Okay, right. Yep, yep, yep. So yeah,
I am old. Yeah.
it's what makes that show so good. The yeah,
And
nostalgia is a great drug.
yeah, and it's like it, I feel like they've one thing that the old ones do, or they like go really hard on, is they show the like the match promos that Sky Sports did, which were
Mhm.
also so much better back in the day. Like they'll put in film references, like they'll have like Lord of the Rings like style match previews for Arsenal Man United or something, or like stuff like going to talking to fans about a manager getting sacked or something. They don't bother with that anymore.
Yeah.
Or just like a gaff compilation.
Mm.
Just fun stuff
Yeah.
that like looks like it's of the time. There's nothing in the new stuff that makes it feel 2026.
Yeah.
It's just so and so beat so and
Mm.
then they lost their next game, and then they didn't win the next game, and then
No,
they
no,
won the
no,
next
we're already
game,
at Christmas.
and now they're in mid-table. I don't care.
Yeah. Give me
It's like it's not fun,
we need the
and
story of the season, not just what happened. Yeah, yeah, agreed.
it's yeah, and it lacks all the context around everything. It's just and then the next week this happened,
Mm.
and it's just a massive shame
Yeah.
because it someone could make it.
Yeah.
Someone could make it, and it'd be really good,
Hmm.
and loads of people would watch it, but they don't, and nobody watches it.
Yeah, I
I
guess
assume.
what it really is a reflection of Sky Sports over the last few years of them cutting back and stripping back things that maybe they feel they need to go in a new direction of and evolve and evolving is the key thing in every sort of media, but they're putting their focus and time into things that are a lot more focused on that we don't really care about and watch. Like
Mm.
It is such a shame,
I
and
mean, you say that, but like this has been the way since 2012.
yeah,
The format, the OG format, if you want to call it that,
mm,
that ended in 2012.
yeah,
Um, so like all they were all narrated by Georgie Thompson. I don't know when they started doing it. I guess early 2000s would be
yeah,
my guess.
mm,
Um, and so you could be more colourful because then you've got years to sort of know what the context is and stuff like that. But then they, they were making new ones at the time, and then for whatever reason, Georgie Thompson left, and they were like, okay, should we get a new narrator in? Yeah, but let's also just like gut out the interesting bits of the show
yeah,
and just put the football in.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and it's just really just a like as much as you say Sky Sports want to evolve and stuff, I think they should realize when they're sitting on a gold mine, like, yeah, keep this going,
Mm.
keep that going. Um, I don't choose to believe that Sky are like running low on resources or whatever. I just
Yeah,
don't.
it's just decision making that's going in the wrong direction. And I guess it's a thing you can hit in any sort of area of TV. It's like when BBC tried to sort of evolve question of sport once they decided they didn't want Sue Barker and Phil Tufnell or Matt Dawson to stay anymore, even though they weren't looking to leave, and then changed it completely and made it a lot worse. And it survived for 2 more seasons after that, and then they ended up axing it. So yeah, it's again a thing of TV overarching where they feel like, oh, like with Georgie Thompson leaving Premier League is, oh, we need to change everything now. It's just like, no, uh, it's yeah, you don't need to get rid of something that's really good. I mean, it's the conversation we're having with Match of the Day sort of every summer now. Obviously, Gary Lineker left last year, and all the talk was, oh, they're going to change it wholeheartedly, and they didn't, and it worked perfectly. Like they've got just three different.
But that's the thing. You don't need to change it. The
Exactly. That's
format wasn't the issue.
yeah, exactly. That's
The
my point.
format was the show.
Exactly, yeah, and that's the BBC sort of making the right decision and by not changing anything, and it worked perfectly. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's something that they needed to take heed of with Premier League years, and obviously sadly they didn't to the shed.
I think one other thing that I want to bring up about Premier League years, and I might be wrong about this, so I want you to tell me if I am.
Okay.
But there's this like Premier League years meme
Mm.
where they like have the screenshot of like the new month,
Yeah,
and then it's like a quote, and it'll go, and while Trump was bombing Iran, they weren't the only team firing on all cylinders or something like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did Georgie Thompson ever do that? Did they ever do something like that?
I have seen a lot of like people fall out of it.
I
Yeah.
suspect that this is like a Mandela effect.
Mm.
I just don't remember it. It's funny. Don't get me wrong. It's funny, but it never happened, which also makes it not funny.
Yeah, I mean, I can't correct you sadly because I'm someone who hasn't watched the Premier League years in a long time, so I have no idea on the answer. But yeah, I agree with you in the thinking in terms of that. I've seen other people call this sort of thing out that it is more of a Mandela effect and it actually happening to that extent. So yeah, no, I don't think it is a thing with that thinking.
Good,
Yeah,
because I mean, if there's one thing I hate, it's undeserved clout online.
yeah, yeah. As we well know.
You said that like you hate me.
Ah, well.
The hating on that.
Well,
As we well know, you fucking.
yeah, yeah, you better, yeah.
So yeah, that's my that's my piece on Premier League years. Someone bring it back properly,
Yeah,
please.
please, yeah. I'm sure that there will
May,
clearly an audience for it.
yeah, maybe I'll do some sort of TikTok series where I fill in all the news gaps or something. Would you be
Yeah.
into that?
Of course. Yeah, yeah. Someone did,
All
yeah.
right,
It's a series idea. Yeah.
all
Mm.
right. Anyone listening, that's been trained by as we speak.
Yeah.
Do not steal that idea. If you
Patent is
do,
already pending, yeah.
I will find you.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I would
and
love
shake your hand.
that.
Right. Speaking of new segments
Mhm.
that we're gonna be doing this season, we've kind of flirted the idea of this from the start, really. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna have a quiz.
Yeah. Pause for applause. Yeah.
Yeah,
Lovely.
because top fives are just so last year.
It was a well that was always going to run dry very quickly, and I think we did well enough to keep it going as long as we did. But I
Oh
think
yeah,
it's time to move
oh
it
yeah.
along, and I think this is the next natural step.
Andres Escobar will live forever.
Yeah, yeah, he's a forever immortalized in. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Why is that number one? Yeah, unbelievable. Right, well, you've taken charge of this
So
week.
yeah, I think we'll take turns hosting,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've put together a quiz. It's not very good,
Ah, lovely.
but
That's to get the people excited. Shoot it down before we even start.
yeah, yeah. Well, okay.
It's going to be the best quiz ever seen, ever.
Well, it's the
Okay.
best quiz we've ever done for sure.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, so what I've done is I've done a quiz where I've got a commentary quote, and I just want you to tell me who the commentator was that said it.
Okay, just the commentator, not the context or anything. Just
No. Well, my idea was that you had to name like the goal scorer as well, but they're not all about goals, so it never
okay,
really worked.
okay. Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get better at this quiz making malarkey as
Oh,
we
cool.
go along.
It's the same with every
And
sort of new segment. We'll
yeah,
find our feet as we go. Yeah.
yeah. So, 7 questions.
Hmm.
Good luck. I'm rooting for you.
Are there seven different commentators as the answers? Are there any overlaps? Do I need to look out for that?
Well, if there are, there are, and if there aren't, there aren't.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
That's the game.
that is literally the point of the game.
All right.
I'm ready.
Okay, so I'm gonna read you the first one. Okay, we'll start off easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
that's always scary when that's scary. One, sorry.
Number one, the Crazy Gang have beaten the Culture Club.
Oh, that is a humdinger. Oh, I'm not sure on that. No.
No,
Um,
don't do that. Don't do
no.
that. Why are you
Okay.
being like that?
Oh, just create a sense
I
of.
said it was easy. Now you're being sarcastic about being easy. I already told you it was easy.
It's John Watson.
Yes, it is. Well
Yeah.
done.
Wimbledon
One
v
for
Liverpool.
one.
Yeah, FA Cup final. Lovely. Yeah.
Do you know the year?
It's 1989.
No.
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 Well,
No. Pathetic.
exactly. Yeah.
Sorry. That was stronger than
Yeah.
I was wanting that to sound. It was 88. You're only a year.
Oh right. Oh, I was 1 year out. Oh, you said it like I was the decade out. Like,
Well, I mean, 89 was a Merseyside derby. Everyone knows that.
yeah, yeah. As a man born in 1996, I know that. Yeah.
It was after Hillsborough.
Yeah. Everything after 88 was after Hillsborough.
That 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 is true.
Thank you.
Everything after 89.
Mm.
After 89,
Yeah. 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 True.
not 88. Oh God, these are going to take longer than top fives if we do this. Right. Question number 2. Ready? I've tried to give these a hate watch flavour, by the way, in parts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you might not enjoy the context to these.
Oh, lovely. Well, as long as I know who said it, that's
Yeah. Okay, so number 2. Oh, it's a terrific goal. Wonderful, wonderful goal. Absolutely breathtaking. Ronaldinho. You just didn't see it coming, and in the blink of an eye, back of the net. Petr Cech never moved.
Mm. Okay, so this could be one of two because I know what game you're referring to. I believe it's the Chelsea 4 Barcelona 2 from 2005. So it's whether it was on ITV or Sky at the time, and I believe I watched it as someone who had terrestrial TV only to watch my Champions League football back then. So I'm going to go with Clive Tilsley.
It was Clive Tilsley. Yeah, well done.
Lovely, thank you. Yeah.
That's. I don't know why. I just love that.
Yeah, as soon as you said
goal,
terrific goal, I was like, yeah, I think that might be what it is. But yeah,
the goal, the commentary, the sound of the net. Oh,
it's celebration as well. It is.
Yeah.
They're 3-1.
It's all there. Yeah. Okay. I'm just reading my question number 3 as capital letters in this, but I don't know if I should go for it or not.
Oh. Oh, you have at it now, so.
Oh God, I've suddenly got clammy hands on.
Yeah, you're fully exposed.
All right, ready? Number 3. Martin O'Neill's saying, "Get forward, we can nick it here." G, Sessignon, for G.
His brother goalkeeper, he's done it.
Oh, thank you for ending the quote. Oh, thank you.
Lovely.
Oh,
Again, I was quite happy as soon as you said Martin O'Neill, we can get forward. I'm like, yeah, I know it. That is the man that is Martin Tyler. Yeah, unbelievable.
Martin Tyler is a man, and he is the correct answer.
Yeah,
Yeah, well done.
strongly offside, but who cares? It was against Man City, so yeah, it's worth.
Yeah, not that it stopped them winning the title that year.
No, sadly not. But what a moment! What a moment!
Oh yeah, oh yeah, great.
Nice,
Great.
happy.
All right,
Three. Let's go.
number 4. For 22 years, the Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant, gathering dust, gathering doubt. But this season has lit the fuse. After 22 years of gloom, it's about to go boom.
Good God. I mean, for it's not one I recognise, but for the poetry alone, it can only be one man. It's Peter Drury.
No, wrong answer. That's a shame. I mean, it, I can see where you've gone for him.
Yeah, it's
and let me just say, proper cringy lines.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Even-
I'm one of those who falls into the camp of Peter Drury is good, so I was hoping that it wasn't Peter Drury, and I'm glad to learn that it's not. So,
would you like a clue?
yeah, go on.
I believe this is from the Premier League World Feed.
Ah, okay. So, who would have been? Who's the main guy on that at the moment? It's would have been Conor McNamara.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. I thought he did the. That's
It is.
That's a shame as well because I quite like him as a commentator too.
Yeah, no, I do as well, and I cringed when I heard it.
Yeah.
But I also think it's kind of cool. I can't make my mind up on it because it's such a cool moment for Arsenal. And
Yeah, you've got the
fair play, and also certain commentators plan their lines, and this is clearly a planned line. But that's how you do a cool one, I think.
Yeah, you got to commit and fully deliver. Yeah. It's a shame, but I can't say I've heard that one before. So.
Number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Dele Alli. Here's Lucas Moura. Oh, they've done it! I cannot believe it. Lucas Moura with the last kick of the game. The Ajax players collapse to the ground. Tottenham are heading to the Champions League final.
Cut to Graham Wharton by mistake in the background because the whole media.
Sorry, who?
Who was the referee pundit that they had at the time on TNT?
Peter Walton.
Peter Walton, yeah.
Not Graham Wharton.
Yeah.
Adam's uncle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Darren Fletcher from Tottenham v Ajax.
That is Darren Fletcher from the worst game of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the most iconic line I could come up with for Darren Fletcher. I cannot believe it. He kicked it into the goal and Tottenham have won the game. That's the best he could do.
Yeah, very annoyingly, Jermaine Genius is the man who actually lifts that moment even more with his just high-pitched disbelief. So, but yeah.
Yes, Glenn Hoddle is good in that as well.
He's much more rounded with it.
You'll like this one.
Will I? Okay.
Save back in. Yes.
Oh, it's brief. I'm trying to work out where you would have gone with for a penalty save that's gone in. I have an idea in my mind, but I'm just trying to think whether that would be if that is the commentary for it. I'm gonna go with it. Am I gonna go with it? I don't know. Well, now I'm worried I've forgotten his name. That's not helping either. Oh dear. See, my thinking is it's from the the women's Euro semi-final from last season.
You're half right.
I'm half right. That's even scary.
It is a Euro semi-final.
Ah, okay. So it's 2021 Euros. Are we talking here? Harry Kane against Denmark. Okay. So is that Sam Matterface then?
It's Sam Matt.
Okay, good. Because I did think that wasn't the commentary on ITV from when Chloe Kelly obviously scored her rebound.
Yes.
I knew it.
I believe that was follow up.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and Lucy Ward screaming over the top of it. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad that wasn't that. So.
Oh, thank you for giving me an excuse to say that as well. Yeah, that's
I'll
way
take a
better.
half point on
I
that.
just,
Yeah,
I just,
really help there.
I just thought that's just a weird way to describe a momentous goal in England's history.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's something we've said before about Sam Matterface. It's very much his radio descriptor coming out that he has to say what he's seeing rather than give it
He
added emotion.
he went on to say, and I said before about planned lines. He went on to say, England lead in extra time, and the good times never felt so good.
Oh, yeah, that rings a bell. Ugh. Yeah,
I
grim.
mean, I'm just glad he didn't break into song.
Oh, yeah,
That'd have been even worse.
Jeez, yeah.
Um, but yeah. Um, so you got that one right.
Oh, yeah,
So what, you 5 out of 6?
yeah.
Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, last one. Ready?
Mm.
Oh my goodness me! He's punched a fan.
Oh,
Eric Cantona has jumped in and scissor kung fu kicked a fan. Manchester United fans are coming across. I've never seen as disgraceful an incident as that in all my years in football. Eric Cantona should be thrown out of the game for that sort of incident. I care not one jot about his supreme talent.
okay. I think I know who this is, but I'm gonna go for it. I'm pretty certain it's Jonathan Pierce.
Yeah.
This I do very much remember hearing that.
Superb bit of commentary.
Mm. Yeah, it's very much 90s Jonathan Pierce where he was at his best, where he had a bit of passion.
Full energy, yeah.
Yeah. Like any sort of clip you can find of him doing games from that time, he is very, very, very animated compared to anything he's done since like sort of 2015, which is yeah, insane to say.
Yeah. 6 out of 7.
I'll take it. Oh yeah, the numbers, the fun numbers. Yeah, I won't do it, but yeah,
And we're never doing a 7-question quiz ever again, so
just,
that
just,
never happens.
just like
Excellent.
to be fair, I'm pretty sure anytime I'll do it, you'll get 7 out of 7 because that's just who you are, mate. But yeah, you ain't
Oh,
get.
then make better quizzes, mate.
Oh, okay.
That's the challenge.
Yeah,
That's the fun.
I'm glad that you preempted this in. It might be a bit hard when I've got 6 of them right, so I'll take it.
Yeah, no, good.
No,
Good. And you hit the post on the other one.
Yeah,
It was gonna be him or the.
yeah. At least I got there with a clue. So no, that was good. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, and that's kind of how we're gonna end things now.
Here
Is that what we're gonna do?
Here we are. I mean, we're back. The season's ready to go. We are what, as we record, 2 days before the first men's Premier League game.
Oh God.
I mean, Brighton play tomorrow night and against the lovely Tromsø. So plenty of football. And I assume you'll be tuning into NEC against Buda Glimt this evening for.
Oh yes, some big Champions League ties.
It's a
tonight.
big. I mean, that's a big Hatewatch derby. That is. I, as someone who would love for you to have your NEC away days in the Champions League, I very much would like Buda Glimt to.
Yes, yeah, we are planning an away trip to NEC Nijmegen. Whether to make it in the Champions League or the Europa League or not, but Champions League would be amazing.
Of course.
There's a part of me that wants Celtic to get absolutely battered tonight against Lask.
Lask, isn't it? They're playing, yeah. I mean, judging by Rangers' collapse against Jagliena last week, and I mean, Shamrock Rovers was even worse if you saw that result.
Yeah,
ridiculous. So, yeah, Scottish football is exactly where we thought it was. And
Hearts got pumped as well by Benfica.
Yeah.
Which is,
yeah,
expected,
of course.
But then also like, oh gosh, you might as well have not turned up.
Yeah, it's so funny how Scottish football is starting exactly the same way as it started last season with Rangers just being absolutely dreadful. So that's been a start to the season there, and yeah, we'll have plenty more to go over next week, and transfer window will still be open. So I imagine there'll be 100 different transfers will happen between now and our next recording, which
at least, and I think we'll be annoyed about 90% of them as well.
Yeah.
So I guess lots to look forward to. We'll leave it there. Everyone, thanks for listening. Hope the transfer window goes absolutely swimmingly for all of you.
Yeah.
Except the Spurs fans in the room. And then until then, we'll see you soon. Happy hate watching. See you in the next one.
We're back.